In last night's Yankees-Astros game, Framber Valdez did something that Mike Hampton would never do. Framber Valdez had a problem with the pitch selection by his catcher, Cesar Salazar. He wanted to throw a curveball, but instead threw a sinker. And Trent Grisham said, that didn't sink all that much. I think I'll hit a grand slam. And so he did. And then 2 pitches later with Volpe up, Framber said, you're calling for the curveball? I think I'll throw another sinker. And the catcher was not quite prepared. The catcher looked at Valdez. Valdez looked at the catcher, turned around in disgust, which caused a melee after the game, a scrum of media going to Valdez and his interpreter. And Valdez had to quickly say, following a meeting with the manager, might I add, nope, that was not a cross-up that was intentional. My bad. It is impossible for me to believe that that was not intentional because Valdez was upset with what happened 2 pitches before. And if you look at the video, after the cross-up pitch, Valdez turns around and walks off the mound. Now, people could say, that's because he was upset that he crossed up his catcher. No. He was upset about what happened 2 pitches earlier, giving up the grand slam to Grisham. I don't care what he said after. Now, this is not the end of the world, but there are something that you should know about the relationship between a pitcher and a catcher. I learned this lesson. I didn't know this. I learned it my first 2 weeks in baseball when my GM was a World Series winning pitcher named Jim Beattie. And Jim Beattie taught me, don't you ever blame the catcher for any pitch that's thrown in a game. And I said, why not? And he said, because pitchers have the final decision about what they throw because they throw it. And if a pitcher makes an excuse after giving up runs that they didn't like the pitch selection, that's not the kind of pitcher we want on our staff. We want a pitcher who takes control of the game, who throws the pitch they're comfortable with in the scenario, circumstance, count, hitter. That's why you study. That's why you know tendencies of hitters and matchups between yourself and the hitters, because you know what you like throwing. And if the catcher has called a pitch you don't want to throw, don't throw it.